Today, Omar Mateen didn't come to the U.S. from another country to carry out the attack in Orlando. He was born and raised here. Authorities are trying to understand whether and how he adopted radical ideas before he turned to unspeakable violence. The Obama administration says that stopping the radicalization of young people who live in the United States is a national security priority. NewsHour producer PJ Tobia has the story of one part of that effort.
America, you claim to have the greatest army history has known.
This is a call to arms by the so-called Islamic State, aimed squarely at young, disillusioned American Muslims.
Liars, fornicators, corporations, and for the freedoms of sodomites.
This is the U.S. government's digital counterpoint to ISIS's call for U.S. recruits. It's the FBI's Don't Be a Puppet website, an online role-playing exercise. In a kind of choose-your-own-adventure experience, users walk through the steps of extremism and the evolution into a violent radical.
Well, you know, when a rock comes through your window and you're eating supper, you better have a plan.
And this is the government's offline strategy. A program where the elderly, like this 89-year-old Japanese-American woman, share their own stories of discrimination with Muslim teens, hoping to prevent their anger from festering into violence.
This business of becoming terribly bitter and terribly unkind to others is not the way out.
There's some people here who've been through some pretty messy things.
It's all part of the Obama administration's efforts of countering violent extremism, or CVE. Opponents argue it's a way for the government to spy on Muslims. Advocates say it's a way for American Muslims to work with law enforcement, identifying and preventing radicalization before attacks happen. Mehreen Farouk runs a federally funded CVE initiative in Montgomery County, Maryland. It's the program that pairs Muslim teens with the elderly.
We have brought together various NGOs, different faith community leaders, educators, counterterrorism experts, gang prevention experts to understand, what are the resources that we have here and what can we do to build community resilience and to prevent violent extremism.
One issue has been getting young men to participate, but there are strategies for reaching them as well.
I mean, they're genuinely good kids and everything, but they may be a little lost in life or whatever.
This man is a member of a large Muslim community in the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll call him Muhammad. We've concealed his identity and altered his voice at his request. Muhammad isn't part of any government program, but he seeks out young Muslim men, usually in their early to mid-20s, who have explored the dark message of Islamic extremism.
My goal is to take them away from that and let them know that's just a bunch of fantasy.
Teens who think the deck is stacked against them are an easy target.
They really want to be married. Well, they really want to have sex, but the only way to have sex is to be married. And the only way to get married is to have a career. And the only way to have a career is to go to college or go get some kind of a skill. For them, that looks like an awfully tall mountain to climb.
ISIS propaganda, on the other hand, offers immediate gratification through jihad.
You need to be coming over to Syria or Somalia, and there's free sex slaves and wives and all of this utopia. That resonates to them because now they see a path to having a proper family.
Muhammad introduces these young men to male role models in the Muslim community.
South Asian food that will go to South Asian households.
Rizwan Jaka argues for working closely with the government. He's the board president at the All Dulles Area Muslim Society in suburban Virginia. The society doesn't receive federal CVE funds, but partners with the local FBI field office and Department of Homeland Security. It also sponsors Boy and Girl Scout programs.
If you see someone that is going to do harm to our country or you hear about it, we absolutely must tell law enforcement. That is our Islamic duty.
Secretary of Homeland Security Jay Johnson visited the society's mosque twice last year. This year, the organization received a Community Leadership Award from the FBI. Last night, members took part in an interfaith vigil for those killed in the Orlando attacks.
We bring the FBI here for town hall meetings and speaking to the community during various prayer services, engaging together for a better society.
Parents have brought troubled youth who have broken no laws but shown an interest in the ideology of the Islamic State to the society's imam, Mohammed Majid.
Imam Majid actually talks with them, especially when they ask about ISIS, because there's this twisted idealism that people have of ISIS, these few individuals, and he challenges them. Imam Majid says, look, where in the Quran does it say you can burn someone alive?
The push for CVE comes straight from the top. In 2011, President Obama released his first CVE strategy. Last year, the White House hosted an international summit with representatives from more than 100 nations and dozens of American Muslim groups. The Department of Homeland Security's CVE task force provides oversight for the entire government strategy in this area. The president is asking for more than $96 million for these programs in 2017.
This is as critical as any other Homeland Security mission that we have right now.
Secretary Johnson has spoken widely about the role of America's Muslims in stopping terrorist attacks. NewsHour co-anchor Judy Woodruff discussed it with him last week.
The global terrorist threat has evolved to include not just terrorist-directed attacks, but terrorist-inspired attacks by homegrown, homeborn violent extremists. In this environment, it's critical that we dedicate ourselves to CVE.
Johnson describes the initiatives as a way to connect with minority communities.
To build bridges, send the message, let us help you in your efforts to counter violent extremism in your community if you see somebody going in the wrong direction.
Some argue the approach is too soft, ignoring what they see as the real problem, Islamic terrorism. Meanwhile, some Muslims and civil libertarians say that countering violent extremism programs turn teachers and imams into spies and innocent Muslims into suspects.
Stigmatizing people does not make us safer. It actually alienates young people and can make them more susceptible, more vulnerable to the propaganda of extremists.
Dalia Mogahed researches American Muslims and is the co-author of Who Speaks for Islam?
The premise is that a community is predisposed to violence. For no other reason than because of their faith, they are essentially a pool of suspects and are engaged on that premise. There is a securitization of the relationship between the U.S. government and Muslims.
She thinks that this securitization can have ripple effects within the community.
When you get to a situation where educators or mental health professionals are being asked to act as informants, you're going to create an environment where people aren't trusting their teachers.
It's not at all throwing a net of suspicion on these groups. I totally agree that we should not do that. But if they see somebody traveling in the wrong direction, contact law enforcement, contact a community leader, say something to somebody.
Meanwhile, some Muslim parents fear that if a child has suddenly developed an interest in the so-called Islamic State, reporting that interest could lead directly to a jail cell.
Parents should encourage someone who is upset about something, who finds a certain appeal, to channel that interest and energy into a more positive, peaceful direction. There are many different ways to counter violent extremism beyond just contacting law enforcement.
Many of those ways hope to build trust in Muslim communities that feel under the microscope. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm PJ Tovia.